مساء الخير جميعا. الآن شوي في ايش يسمونها هذه صراع داخلي، يمكن هذا internal voice whether I should present بالعربي أو بالإنجليزي. Maybe could do in both because I see some of my colleagues here and I'm happy to see my father also today in this lecture hall. So yeah, I'll be talking about the impact of website quality on trust and empirical assessment in higher education sector. I would like first of all to thank the leadership of this country, our country, for giving us the environment for learning environment, المناخ التعليمي الملائم، وفي نفس الوقت إدارة الجامعة، الرؤساء والعمداء كلهم. نتكلم عن الثقة. I've reversed the sequence of the events of today's presentation to present for you today conclusion at first and then proceed to talk about the problem and trust, website quality and perceived risk, followed by the research model and methods. بعدين بعض النتائج and the analysis with the brief abstract of my work. Try to make it as quick and as brief as possible. It really hits me when I start talking about simple things, simple words that we use every day. For example, trust, الثقة. So what is trust and whom should I trust? I keep asking myself and students this question, only to realize that in today's currency, when I look at the dollar, when I travel, I see in God we trust. And it's true that we should fully trust in God, if we have money at least to spend. And it's really a confusing matter and element that could drive the society and take it from darkness to light or the other way around. And I couldn't see, I had to select a quote or a saying that could actually promote thinking and let me think in a way that whom should I trust? So according to Imam Ali, alayhi salam, we should trust in those people who can know those three things about us. Pain behind our smile, and love behind our anger, and the reasons behind our silence. It's not always clear and easy. مو سهل أبداً إنك تعرف why someone is keeping quiet and what's going on in his mind if they actually know what's going on in their mind. And sometimes I think of this quote and try to discover those people that know those three things about me. And sometimes I get confused whether I know those things about myself actually. Do I know when I'm angry? Do I know that I'm happy? And it really, it requires a lot of energy and thinking, especially on sadness and happiness, and how do they link to each other. And sometimes the tears of humans is the link, a common ground for both happiness and sadness. Well, their trend is to focus on the positive side of life, and always I was taught and raised like this. So I still see people when their children graduate in the ceremony, they start crying, and this is what makes me wonder, why do they cry? And that brings in another dimension on top of the trust and perceived quality and security. That is emotion, which is another research interest of mine, which I'm trying to integrate. So why do people cry when they actually are happy? From my quick research, I discovered that it might be they, they need to neutralize their emotions in a way to let it out and to drive themselves to safety and to balance, emotional balance, internal things. So today's problem is not that deep. That was just a quick thought of how diverse the topic of trust is. And it could go in different directions. But we had to focus this problem. And the focus of it today is in the technology. Why people fear buying online today. Why do they fear to buy online? And this is based on literature, actually. Arawi and Sabri have discovered in the Gulf, or at least, that not many people are actually willing to. They would like to order online, but then they have a fear of payments online or to give their credit cards details. So this trust issue is already profound, and long been discussed in the literature. We're not just trying to discover something new here. It's just a confirmatory study that tries to understand at least one segment. We can't cover everybody's opinion, so we are trying to test this model or measure this emotion or variable statistically and quantitatively by testing two hypotheses just to confirm across 281 students whether security awareness and perceived site quality is linked to trust, and therefore if we can promote this trust we can increase the promote intention and so on. And collecting data is just one of challengeable task. I took this photo in 2014 in city of Bukhara, and I thought it might be a good idea to change the topic here. But I see data that we've gathered of 281 students of at 12 variables of this research was done collaboratively with students, undergraduate students. Last year, those students presented a poster in the same conference, in the 4th annual conference. And today it has developed and it's published as well. And last February, this paper was published in KS Global Research Proceedings, and it won the Best Paper Award actually in the conference. And so I thought maybe it's a good idea to share it with you here. This is some of the correlation and statistical evidence of the relation or association between trust, perceived site quality, and security awareness in website amongst students, 281 students out of the 32,280 plus students studying in the higher education in Bahrain, according to the HEC Higher Education Council in Bahrain, Ministry of Education report in 2011 or 12, I believe. And finally, I put the abstract, and I thought a lot of the first three sentences because it's the actual foundation for the logic behind this. And I believe we would agree that houses have been sold or being sold at the moment online, boats and cars, expensive and cheap ones, are being traded in auto trades and in this minute around the globe. So internet or the websites or the technology plays a big role in the commerce and buying and selling today. And trust is no longer a face-to-face relationship, and it's not only also established on a phone call or through WhatsApp, or it could extend to reach the WhatsApp and also the new technology and internet. as we've seen previously in the narrative research done by Dr. Hussam. And if we can increase and promote the security awareness and the trust, we can increase the intention and so on. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope I've just